You know, the spread of the economic benefit of this Spicemas 2026 tells you everything you need to know politically what is happening in Grenada and economically how things are distributed. You see, as much as some things have changed, much of it has remained the same. There is still that same oligarch crew from the southern part of the island that continues to dominate economically, culturally, and politically what happens in Grenada. Now, economically, the people who needs to benefit most from that injection or little boost that happens around carnival time are the ones that least get it. All the economy is centered around southern Grenada. So, of course, the Airbnbs, the car rentals, and the eateries and restaurants in the southern part of the island get all the money that comes from that injection of cash that takes place around carnival time. Now, the rural man and woman, what do they get? Now, I recently saw a video about how devastated some lady was when she see how dismal and dead, Monday night was in Grenville. Now, this is strange to me because I remember in the late 70s, early 80s, when I lived in Grenville, we had beautiful, wonderful masqueraders, We had queen shows, we had talent shows. At that time, it was called Deluxe Cinema, on Gladstone Road. I remember having so much fun. When they used to have all these little kiddies carnival and little kiddie show in the Deluxe Cinema, Ramdani Cinema on Gladstone Road. And all the shortney and all the masqueraders, on a Monday throughout Grenville town. A matter of fact, the Rainbow Festival. So you used to see the traffic going the opposite direction, coming from town and all over the island towards Rainbow Festival. So at least there was a little injection of cash in the economy in St. Andrews, in particular Grenville. But now look at it. Every single thing is centered down in the south. So all the economic benefits, of course, is channeled towards the oligarchs that continue to run Grenada. But this is not surprising, This is not surprising at all. You have to understand that the current administration, this is what they're all about. The aim is to use the machinations of government not to help uplift the man at the lower strata of the economic barrel, but to redistribute wealth among themselves, and use the machination of government to concentrate wealth and funnel it towards themselves. This is what they're about. Now, if you cannot see that by what has happened with Spicemas, then you're asleep. But I'm not surprised. Again, as I told you, this current administration is hijacked by some socialist Marxist, petty bourgeois intelligentsia who did the exact same thing from 1979 to 1983, hijacked what was a rural, organic, socialist Marxist movement when they saw the potential for what it could do and become, and then they themselves enjoyed all the benefits and derived all the benefits from that movement that overtook Sir Eric Matthew Geary in 79. Now it's the same thing these opportunists smell when they saw these naive, greedy, young little politicians. They sensed opportunity and they decided, look, they are going to put their money behind them. So it's no markedly brilliant skill or political maneuvering or struggles like what had happened in the 70s that these youths went through. It's just these very sudden oligarchs who threw their money behind them, saw opportunity, and used the hatred of the last administration and its leader to actually push these young, naive, greedy politicians. So that is why when you see they come in, they are beholden to them. And that is why they are sharing the economic pie among themselves and rewarding their sudden clique. All while you, the rural man and the mass of Grenadians, do not understand what is going on. They basically pit you against each other, so you're fighting and tearing each other down in their name while they run away with the bag. But this is your own doing. This is you engaging in self-destruction because you're fighting each other in their name. So once they keep you fighting, that is why you would see there's a deliberate attempt by that sudden clique and those who have joined the sudden clique to continue that fight, to allow you, to encourage you, to suck, to egg on that fight among yourselves, because they ultimately benefits. Now I know many of these smart men and them. Same thing they did in 1783. They thought they were brighter than everybody else. And in some respects, you guys encourage that unfounded belief by your actions, by allowing yourselves to be so easily bamboozled and manipulated by these guys. That's why they feel it's so bright. So, Spicemas, all the little economic boost that was created would be concentrated and funneled into the hands of a few. And the people who need it most, okay, would continue to be empty-handed. If they cared so much and they're so innovative and they're so young and bright, guess what they would have done? They would have found ways to try to funnel some of that economic boost and injection of cash to the rural man and the rural areas. But that is not the aim, because that is how they control you. Once they have you economically deprived, then they have you by the cojones. Then coming close to the election, they give you a little bit of handout, and then they get your vote. And you see, even now, the middle-class Grenadian, lower middle-class Grenadian, has actually also gotten duped. You too fell for the trap. But I'll tell you again, as I have said before, and will continue to say, these are the same people, that intelligentsia petit bourgeois clique from the south. These are the same people who, when the shit hit the fan, are the ones who were first to run and hide to the safety of their homes, while they left the rural man on the battlefield and his sons and daughters sacrificed their lives for them. Again, you guys are engaging in confrontation among each other, warring with each other for a little bunch of petit bourgeois intelligentsia clique, oligarchical clique from the south. Continue. Don't wisen up.